Yes. So good afternoon, guys. So in previous session, we discussed about the if statement. Now let us discuss about the else statement. Can you see the definition of else statement here? Specify a block of code to be executed if the same condition is false. What is this? Can you see the above definition? Specify a block of code to be executed if the specified condition is true. I mean, I want to execute something if the condition is true. I want to execute something if the condition is false. So let us see and how this is going to be work programmatically, right? Come down. So here we have if statement. So what is there saying that condition? Here we are writing something called condition. If this condition is evaluated to true, then this block of code will be executed. If the condition is evaluated to false, I mean something wrong in the condition, it is false, then the block else block is going to be executed. Now let us see, I'm not writing anything here, just simply I'm taking else directly. Else the block of code, this is also block of code, guys. This block of code now is followed by else statement. Earlier it is followed by if statement. Now if I run this, can I get output? Okay, let us run the file and let us check this whether we will got the output or not. So let us go and check the output, guys. Here, so I'm refreshing. If I refresh, can I get output? No, I'm not getting output. But is there any error for you? I want to check the console. Can you see here we have an error? Uncaught syntax error, unexpected token else. Remember always carefully, if statement we written independently earlier. So here we can directly write the if statement. If some condition we can pass here, one I passed, we can see the output, guys. Definitely no problem, we can see the output, there is no error. Remember, if statement can work independently, but whereas else statement will work independently. No, else statement cannot work independently. So that's the reason we got error here. If you refresh, we have an error. So it cannot work independently. So remember, this else statement will always works, always depends on if statement. If there is if statement, then only we can able to write else statement. See, so sir, when can I go for if statement, sir? When can I go for else statement, sir? Remember carefully, when I'm handling some logic, when I'm writing some logic, I need to display success message as well as I need to display error message. You are doing something wrong, I need to tell you, you cannot do like this. If you're doing something okay, yes, I want to proceed with the same, no problem for this, right? So this is how we can to handle both the success messages as well as error messages. Then we can go for else if statements, guys. If else statement, for example, I want to do something, if block, and this is the true block. Now can you see both should be followed immediately. If condition is true, this block will be executed. Generally what people will call this, generally we can call this as a true block. True block means, what is a true block? This is true block, and generally people will call this as a false block. FALSE, false block. This is false block and this is true block. Here we will always evaluate the condition. So what is the condition? Here I'm writing something called welcome. If this condition is evaluated to true, this block of code will be executed. If this condition is evaluated to false, then this block of code will be executed. I mean, if it is something okay, execute this block. Something not okay with this condition, execute this. I want to show you both success message. If you did successfully, I want to discuss success message. If you did something wrong, I want to display something wrong message also by using the else block. I mean, simply said, when can we go for these two? If you want to handle both success and error messages and both the true block and false block, then in this situation we can go. For example, I write a query to database. If I have records, I can display it. So here I will write the condition have records. I will write a one condition here, have records. What I need to do, I need to display them. If you don't have records, what I need to display here, I have to display sorry, no records found in the database. Here what I want to do, I have to create a while loop or for loop to iterate all the records. If you have records, display the records. If you don't have records, display a message sorry, no records found. So this is the situation. In this type of situations we can use if and else conditions, guys, right? So let us see. And one more thing, if without if statement we cannot write else statement independently. If there is if statement, then only we can able to write else statement. Else statement can't work independently as like if statement, right? Now you can see I have something. Let us go and print it. Document.write. Welcome. Document.write sorry, some message. I'm going to display some message sorry. So now what is my output here? I passed something, have records. Is it a condition? Yes, this is a condition. If you can pass anything, so it is going to be, it is not zero, it is not null, it is not false, it is not undefined. We have some string. Definitely we can see the output. So when we cannot see the output, the four situations we cannot see the output, right? Execute the same, we can see the output document dot right welcome we are getting. So let us make something wrong. I'm comparing, so equal to welcome. So now both are compared. Have records is equal to welcome. Condition is false, right? If the condition false, it has to work else block, guys. Else block is executing now. Sorry, no records from such a manner, right? So we will write it. So right now we are just using comparison operator. Later in the sessions we will write very good logics. If you have records, do something. For example, I have to take an array. You can see where, let us take a small array here, where arr, we didn't discuss, don't bother. Array, is this array contain any values here? We don't have any values. So if you have values, we need to iterate. Yes, array contain values. Array contain values. Sorry, or no records found అని చెప్పేసి I am writing some manner, no records found. This is the message. So as array contain records, let us write the word records for the both, right? So is this array contain any records? Right now there is no records, but I need to check that into the condition, right? So here we have to write a condition. What is the condition? You know, that condition needs to check that array is containing values or not. Simply we have a property in arrays dot length. So this is going to be length. How many values are now? Array length is 0. There is no values in the array length. Then if 0, we know that if 0, condition will be false. If false means we will get the message, sorry, no records found. Let me add some values in the array, 10, 20, 30. Some values I have added. Now you can check it carefully. Yes, array have contain records. So if you have records, we can do some logic. If you don't have records, what I can do? Can I write a logic here? If you don't have records, how can I write? It is not correct. So always display a user-friendly message. If you have records, display them in a table format, in a options format, whatever it may be. If you don't have records, please display a user-friendly message to the user by saying that, sorry, no records found. So user will understand why. See, if you're displaying an empty screen, if there is no records in the database, or there is no records in an array, if you are displaying an empty screen, what is the meaning of it? Will end user understand? Will never understand by the end user. If you can, so because you are a developer, you will understand no records. That's why it is displaying empty screen. But what about the end user, right? That end user will never understand the empty message. So we have to display always a user friendly messages like this, guys. This is else block. Here, if you have records, do something. If you don't have records, do something, guys. So if you want to handle this type of situations, we can go for if and else, both combination we can use. Now the third one is else if statement. What is this else if statement? Nothing but I want to check multiple conditions on a single variable. So how can we check multiple conditions on a single variable? For example, here let me take a variable where m equal to, or marks, marks, where marks equal to 65. Generally we will display the grading system, right? So marks 90 grade A, above 90 grade A, above 80 grade B, above 70 grade C. Such a manner we will display, right? So I want to check marks. Some we don't know what is the marks. Your marks may be 90, your marks may be 80, your marks may be 70, your marks may be 60. You may be fail. So whatever it may be, but I want to display the grade system here. How can we check multiple conditions on this variable, right? Every time this value is 65, no, this time is 65, next time maybe 80, next time maybe 90. So I need to check if it is 90, grade should be something. If it is a 60, grade should be something. So how we can check multiple conditions on a single variable at a time. So let us see here first. So else, this may be else if statement. This may be a else if statement, but every else if statement should always starts with if statement only. I'm writing condition where marks greater than or equal to 90. If your marks are greater than or equal to 90, then my grade is going to be, let us write something called document dot write document dot write grade A, grade A greater than or equal to 90. But what are my marks now? 65. Is the 65 is greater than or equal to 90? Definitely no, right? So like this, we need to check multiple conditions, right? So sometimes mocks may be now, if this condition is false, I need to check one more condition immediately. So for this, we can go with always else if, guys, right? Else if, check this condition also. Simply said, ante, I mean, 1 minute. So this is how we will check the thing here. Now I'm checking here mocks greater than or equal to 80. Then I want to make this as a grade B, something like this. Let us write the same here. This is going to be grade B. So now let me copy the same for one more grade. This is going to be 70. If mocks greater than or equal to 70, then this is going to be grade C. Let us write one more here. This is 60. More than 60 or more than 60, then this is going to be grade D. You won't write 50 or else, okay, we checked 4 conditions here. Finally, sometimes if no one is matched, for example, here I'm taking mocks as 35. So 35, 90, no. 35 is greater than or equal to 80, no. 35 is greater than or equal to 70, no. 35 equal to 60, no. Finally, if no condition is matched here, I won't write else block here. Finally, we can write else block. Else block is actually optional. So if this is, if all these conditions are okay, any one of the block is going to be executed. If nothing, no one is matched, then finally else block will execute it automatically. Here I won't write document dot write fail, something like. So no grade here, just I want to display fail, 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 something like this. So on one variable, what we are doing here, we are checking multiple conditions. Now can you see what is my grade? Your marks are 35. Can you see 35 greater than or equal to 90? False. 35 greater than or equal to 80? False. 35 greater than or equal to 70? False. And this is also false. No condition is matched to true, and automatically else block will be executed if no condition matches to true. Run the file same now, and you can see the grade is going to be fail grade. We are getting the grade called fail. Okay, let me change the marks now to some other. So now the marks are, these are the marks. Now you can check it. I'm making this as a 78. So 78 is greater than 90. No. 78 is greater than 80. No. But 78 is greater than or equal to 70. Nah, this is true. Definitely you can see the grade C. Now I can see the grade C. Now you can check it one more thing. Now I am taking 98. So guys, all of you check it carefully. Here one small situation is there. Marks greater than or marks is 98. 98 greater than or equal to 90, na? Right. So definitely condition is true. If condition is true, what is output? Grade A you are getting. But do you observe 98 greater than or equal to 80 also, na? 98 greater than or equal to 70 also, na? Condition true. 98 greater than or equal to 60, na? But what about these, sir? Here you may have some doubt here. So what about this, sir? This condition is true. We got the output here. This is also true, na? So why are you not getting, sir, B, C, D, something like? Remember carefully. Else if what it will do, it will check multiple conditions. But when the condition matches to true, that block will be executed, and the remaining conditions it will never check, guys. If the condition is, for example, if the condition is matched to true here, this is false and this is true, and it won't check the remaining 2 conditions if the condition is matched to true here, right? This is how the else if statement is going to work. Nothing but if you want to check multiple statements, multiple conditions at a time, so we can go with else if statement, guys. Now let us discuss about the switch statement. The next thing is switch statement here. The switch statement is used to perform different actions based on different conditions, guys. Different actions based on different conditions. So let us see how this switch statement is going to work, how the different actions will work here. Many see the simple thing is here, switch statement here, different actions based on different conditions. We will check different conditions based on the different actions, or else use the switch statement to select one of many code blocks to be executed. So what is this? How can we execute one of many code blocks to be executed? So please wait. Let us write the syntax first. The switch statement will be like this, guys. SWIT switch. Switch. In this is block of code. Here we have to pass an expression here. Expression or condition, whatever it may be. EXPRESS7 expression. And here we have something called cases. Case. We can take case 1 or case 2, something like this. Case 1. Block of code. Some block of code should go here. And every block of code of every case should ends with a break statement, guys. So here every statement, every case should ends with break statement. Like I want to take something called case 2, block of code, and here break. Like this we can write so many number of blocks, guys. Here at the end we can write one more block called default block. So at the end I am writing something called default. It will work automatically. default, default. So default, and some block of code is going to be here, code block, whatever it may be, some code we will write here, right? So block of code, or you can write something like comment. So this is the syntax of switch statement, Amma. Let us see how this is going to work. For example, you can get the current date or you can get anything. So let us see how this is going to work. Generally, let us give a small example for this guys here, so that you will understand better. This is also one of many blocks to be executed here. How this is going to be executed, many blocks, one of many blocks. So where status equal to delivered or processing, PROs, status equal to 1. I want to write status equal to 1. Okay, let me take the status like this. So now in the switch, I have to pass status. So here I want to check case 1. Case is 1. If case 1, I mean, if this is matched, so see guys, status 1, right, it is matched. So this is matched, the value, and both are matched. Then this block, this case will be executed. Here I want to write your, okay, let us write something called document dot write. Some logic we will write, but I'm writing simply document dot write here. Your order is processing. Your order is processing, processing, processing. So immediately after some statements, you have to use the break statement. You have to stop it. What break will do? Break will stop the execution, guys. So it will stop it once the condition is checked. Now I want to, if it is the status is 2, sometimes we don't know what is the value we will get in the status, right? So then what I want to do, I want to write something break here, the same I want to write here. So your order is your order is processing a, this is, what is this, processing. Let me write your order is processing ing. So let me write this is processed. Your order is processed if it is a 2. So sometimes the status may be something like this. Then what I want to do here, so I will change the value, Amma, so don't worry, we will wait. Let us see, let us write it. So payments need to be done, payment need to be done. This is payments needs to be done. So this is what I written, guys. So we can take still, for example, I want to take one more case. If you want to take, you can take something called case 0. Case 0 I want right here. Here I want write document dot write. Document dot write. You can take any value there, no problem. Document dot write. Here order not placed. Order not placed, PLACAD. I mean, these values, these status values, let us assume these values will come from database. Let us assume. So here we have something called status. Based on this status, I want to display many blocks. See, if sometimes the value, the status may be, this status is coming from database. This value may be 1, 2, 0, or 3, something like this, whatever it may be, right? Now I'm taking, guys. So I'm taking 1. So if I run this file, what is my output, guys? Definitely. Oh, so what happened here? Let me check. Is there any error here? File is same. Look at it here. I taken a variable here. So let us define the variable here. Just assign the value to this. So now you can check it. Order 1. So what is my output here? Your order is processing. So let us make it as a 0. If you can take 0 and you can see something called your order not placed. So something wrong while payment activation. So now let me take this as a 3. So by default, I'm taking this 3, and if you can see 3, payment needs to be done. I'm taking something called 4, which is not in the bucket. Can you see? No case is matched with the 4. Let us execute it. If you can see, my output will be contacted me. I mean, there is no such a status. There is no such a case to check here. So in this situation, we are getting this output, guys, right? So this is how the conditional and looping conditional statements will work, guys. We are able to see 4, and we have one more shorthand. We already seen this is ternary operator shorthands. They are also called as a simple if statement, that also we'll see in the later examples, right? So guys, these are all the 4 conditional statements we have, right? So can you see the slide again? Please see the slide here. We have 4 statements. See the definitions as well, guys. Specify a block of code to be executed if the condition is true. Else, specify the block of code to be executed if the same condition is false. To check multiple condition, that is for else if switch. Use it to specify many alternative blocks of code to be executed. Yes, these are all conditional statements. Okay, guys. In next session, we are going to discuss about the looping statements in very detail. Thank you all, guys.